Welcome to our today mentorship program. This is a mentorship program for accountants. Basically, the theme is how do we craft, how do we hone our course, our skills for us to differentiate ourselves from other accountants outside there. Somebody will tell you that the moment you do CPA, CPA does not have excellent, does not have passing with an 85. In CPA, just like it is in medicine, of course, these are career professions. There is nothing like excellent, great, no. It is either you are an accountant or you're not an accountant. So it's either you pass or you do what you fail. That much I agree. And that is why our profession does not allow us to engage in marketing, where, for example, you'll be able to say that CPA so and so, I'm better than CPA, other CPAs outside there. But ladies and gentlemen, there are a few things that if you happen to get them right, you shall stand out. And I always like giving my own example, and I'm so like the group that I mentor, there's a group that I mentor. There's a group that are signed up for my mentorship classes, right? Like one of them, if I remember very well, I took them to Sarova Stanley Hotel, and we had some nice time over there. I bought them food, great things over there, right? Simply to talk to them. These guys, for example, was able to show them even my Facebook, to tell them that really this CPA thing works. It depends on how you master these skills. CPA is a very rich program. It's a program, after you finish, ladies and gentlemen, you should be able to do so many things, but at the end of the day, most of us, we are not even able to utilize 30% of those skills. And then we are here complaining that CPA is a bad course. No. But for us to be able to stand out from the crowd, I agree. Of course, we are crowded outside here. We have got so many CPAs, and of course, so many CPA students, so many of them. So then how do we get to stand out of this huge crowd? Number one, we must be good public speakers. We must be bold. Because you can't tell me, like I saw some discussion today in some group, financial reporting group, where students were saying that for me, as an accountant, I would rather you give me work and I will be able to execute it perfectly. But don't tell me in this case you have to go and stand before people to make present. Whether you like it or not, ladies and gentlemen, in 3-5 years down the line, you will be required to stand before shareholders, like 3,000 of them, and give an audit report, give an audit opinion, right? And of course, when you give, for example, you have taken a firm like Safaricom, they have given you a chance to audit them. So we have here Beth, CPA. We have Brooke, CPA. These are the auditors of Safaricom for the year ended 2024. You've done your audit, you've done so many things there through sampling, and you've realized that these guys have kept proper books of accounts. You've realized that these guys' financial statements are okay. So in short, you're going to give them what your unqualified opinion. So you go there during the annual general meeting, you start reading your opinion. You say straight away that from whatever research I've done, using my audit procedures, there is nothing that has come to my attention which will make me cast any doubts on these financial statements. So in short, what we're giving here is a report we're telling the annual general meeting attendees, the shareholders of Safaricom, that the financial statements of Safaricom portray a true and a fair view. Now, once as an auditor, of course, it is in the agenda, the auditor's report discussion is in the agenda. Once you give your opinion, then the attendees will be given like 30 minutes to interrogate you, especially when you give a good opinion and there are some attendees there. There are some shareholders, some members there who believe that the directors must have stolen something from the company. But believe that you as an auditor have gone to bed with the directors of the company. So these guys will throw so many questions to you. I mean, how come you never saw this? And they are very clever because some of the attendees there are accountants. They'll be able to pick, in this case, the financial statements given to them, and they'll be able to see the trends. So sales is growing, cost of sales is growing, fine. I mean, how comes this not growing? How comes we're not seeing our profits really here? What's not happening? So when they start questioning you like that, and you are not a strong orator, automatically you'll get confused on that podium, and everything now will look what you are shambolic. As an accountant, if there is any gift that you should be praying for and working hard to really nurture it, it is the gift of public speaking. So all of us in this case here must be great public speakers. And yesterday I told you, like, this body that you're seeing, Jim Key, have watched this video. He is a member of Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a global organization whose common mandate is to train people how to speak and how to speak, of course, excellently. If you're a Toastmaster who is so committed to their activities, in a span of 2 years, you should be excellent in matters of what year? Public speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you're good with public speaking, trust you me, you may not even need to be employed by anybody. In this era of social media, if you are an orator, if you are able to go, for example, to any of these media houses and discuss great things, for example, like right now, we are having so many shareholders, so many investors are now divesting. They are running away from Kenya, right? Especially foreign investors, right? Like right now, if you remember, the government had issued an internal bond, right? An infrastructure bond. This infrastructure bond, internal, Kenyans here were not able to give government money, right? Right? So if, for example, you are able to go and explain that phenomenon and tell, for example, the whole republic, right? Why in this case here, for example, the Kenyans here, locally here, at home here, we are not really willing to give government money, and you say it so articulately, you say it so nicely on TV, you will become a highly sought after accountant. Ladies and gentlemen, long are gone those days when accountants would sit on some comfy red chairs, swinging around, waiting for everyone else to go and look for money, and then our work was to simply account for that. No. Nowadays, we are being called upon to be ambassadors of our company. And for us to be ambassadors of our companies, then public speaking is not something you can tell me that you can do without. You must be a leader in social media. When you go to social media and, for example, get yourself having like just 200 friends, then there is a problem. 200 followers, there is a problem. If you want to rise to these senior levels, ladies and gentlemen, public speaking, writing skills, you must know, like I told you yesterday, how to make use of what-here conjunctions. How do you move from one sentence to another when you're writing great articles? How do you move from one paragraph to another whenever you're writing great articles? Which kind of conjunctions, notably, nevertheless, moreover, however, how do you move from one paragraph to another so that whoever will start reading your article, regardless of how long it is, they should be able to stay with you till the end. Ladies and gentlemen, some of these skills, when you master them very well as an accountant, trust you me, the end result will be so nice. You'll not be able to believe it, because every company would want somebody who can go outside there and speak about them. Most of these companies are in crisis. Most of them do not have enough capital. They would want somebody who can go to international markets and talk about them, sell their agenda there, to look for angelic investors. Most of these companies have issues with KRA. If you're not a good public speaker, you're not a good negotiator, your company, of course, in this case, will go under. So if there is any skills that I would want to us really to work so hard on, are public speaking and English writing skills. I hope that is at home, and I can now go to the second theme. Are we together up to there? 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 Great. Number 2, we must be intentional in becoming what we are, international. We must brand ourselves as international accountants. How do you brand yourself as an international accountant? As an international accountant, in German, you are required to have some international qualification. For example, there is no way I will be able to give you maximum respect if you're an accountant who is only recognized here in Kenya. I would want my students, all of them, upon clearing CPA, I would want all of them to do what you have to do, ACCA. And I told you that ACCA has got two levels. ACCA has got two levels. Generally, we have the fundamental, and then we have the professional level. Fundamental level has 9 papers. Professional level has got 4 papers. So if you want to become an ACCA, you must do 13 papers in total. You must do 13 papers in total. Now, ACCA is the real deal. When you do this ACCA 13 papers in total, ACCA has made so many arrangements with so many professional bodies. For example, ACCA has organized with ISPAC. They have a memorandum where ACCA graduates will walk to ISPAC and they will be able to only do 2 papers. 2 papers. They are called foreign accountancy qualification. 2 papers called foreign accountancy qualification. And these 2 papers are which ones here? We have company law, and what here, and the tax. And once you do those 2 papers, really, you are at home. So when you do ACCA, you are not only doing it as a course alone. Because of the many memorandums that ACCA has signed with so many bodies, they'll automatically be able to get some qualifications like almost for free, right? Like when you're doing ACCA and you clear it, you can see CPA, it's like a walk in the park. You're only doing company law and you're doing advanced taxation. You do them in one term. You are done. You're done. You're a member of ISPAC. Now listen and listen to me very well. ACCA is like myself. ACCA, ladies and gentlemen, has also partnered with a very important body that really assisted me. It's called ACCA. ACCA is the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators. ACCA. It is equivalent to what we call in Kenya here, CS. Once you are an ACCA, you only write 1 paper here. It's called Office and Secretarial Practice. Once you write that Office and Secretarial Practice paper, you become a member of what here, ACCA. Just like myself, once you become a member of ACCA, you simply walk to ICTSK, Kenya, the Institute of Certified Public Secretaries of Kenya. You walk there, and if fortunately you are also a member of who? You will not write any exam now to become a member of ICTSK. If you're a member of ISPAC, it means you know the Kenyan law and you know the Kenyan taxation. And if you happen to be a member of now ICASA, you will simply walk to CASNET and then they'll be able to give you the same as what here. CS is quite a famous body. It's quite a famous body. This CS, once you're a member of CS who has been trained, for example, on how to take minutes in whichever meeting, it will be a board of directors meeting. When you are in a board and you are a CS, you are able to take minutes like that. And then, of course, you are able to see through that the minutes, especially the previous meeting, the minutes were actioned upon. So when you're taking your minutes, just don't take minutes like anyhow. You must write some minutes there, a statement there. If it's an action point, tell us when you expect it to be actioned, of course, from the director. The director will discuss, not you. As a secretary, you have to take minutes. So, but you can guide them through the chair. You can guide them through the chair. So, for example, this you've said, RSM Online College needs, for example, some small place where it can be conducting, for example, some physical. So that's an action point. So you ask yourself by when, mention there. By who, mention there, right? And always make it a practice here at CS. But at the end of each meeting, you must always be the last one to speak. Because after you know, it should be the chairman who is closing there. So how do you be the last one to speak? By giving them a summary of the actionable points. And then when you come in the next meeting, you must always try to see where the actionable points were actioned on. Otherwise, you're not running a company. If you're a company that keeps on people, directors getting 20,000, 30,000 shillings a meeting, and then they are discussing great things and they are not being actioned upon, then the CS and the chairman, they're always at fault. So this is a great call. If I've done ACCA, I'll only do 1 paper here, And then I go to KNEC, I just walk to KNEC majestically, and they'll be able to give me what here, the CS qualification. Now listen. Any member of the ACCA like myself, Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, this has made another understanding, memorandum of understanding with CC. CC is the Chartered Institute of Securities and Investments. Chartered Institute of Securities and Investment. ACCA members don't write any paper here. After you finish, you only pay them like 160,000 Kenya shillings. You become a member of CC. After you become a member of CC, you only walk to KNEC, and then they'll be able to throw you straight away to ICFA membership. ICFA membership. You know, people always wonder, how comes you are a member of so many professional bodies? Like I remember when I was doing some interview, some time back, I had not known how troubled Kenya Airways was. So I applied for CEO position. And unfortunately, I was shortlisted. So I went to the interview. Of course, I never passed. That's why I'm here making notes. If I went through that interview, I believe I wouldn't be here. But again, I believe everything is for a good reason. Right now, I would be in big problems if I was taken in there. Right? Right? We shall overcome. We shall overcome. These guys are not my friends. Now they're laughing at me. They're not my friends. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Now, so one of those guys after the interview came to me directly, asked me, how comes you are a member of so many professional bodies? You know, the fact is, I could not tell this guy that because of ACCA, I am getting so many exemptions. I told this guy that since, you know, I cleared them quite on there. I cleared my high school in 1997, right? So I told this guy that this guy straight away that I've been doing courses since I cleared my high school. Because I mean, I want a job. There's no way I can ride on exemption yet to be able to get a job. I must show this guy that I'm a very serious person, but I've been studying through. But the concept here is, ladies and gentlemen, ACCA can open many doors for you. ACCA has also made, like myself here, has made a partnership with Oxford Brookes University. See, I said that ACCA is divided into two. We have, ladies and gentlemen, we have the fundamental level, we have the professional level. Of course, we have those skills and whatever, but generally, we have fundamental and professional level. So this fundamental level, once you clear the first 9 papers, ACCA has made an arrangement with Oxford Brookes University for their graduates who clear the first 9 papers to do just a research analysis project paper, a RAP. We call it a RAP of 35 pages, right? And you're looking at the performance of any organization of your choice for 3 years. Like myself, I did financial performance of Safaricom in those old days, right? So look at the ratios, discuss the ratios, 35 pages only after you've cleared this. And then these guys are able to give you an undergraduate from Oxford Brookes University. Oxford Brookes University is an Ivy League university. Now, global, right? And then now here we are, you come and clear these 4 professional papers. Once you clear the 4 professional papers, you become an ACCA affiliate. Once you become an ACCA affiliate, you work at the University of London virtually. You don't have to go there, although, like I told you yesterday, it'll be very important for you to visit there. Very important for you to get exposure. Very important. So in this case here, you do a visit University of London virtually and do a research paper again. But this research paper is divided into 2, research paper 1 and research paper 2. You do this research for them in 6 months, and then you get a master's, an MSc in professional accountancy, a master's in professional accountancy. University of London will make you see clear lessons. Now, ladies and gentlemen, does it mean with these so many words that I'm using that ACCA is superior to CPA? What do you think? Is ACCA superior to CPA? Is ACCA superior to CPA? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? You cannot compare the two. Actually, I normally sympathize. Although now this one is something that I should put. Thank you very much. It is accredited. It is accredited. So if you come with that degree, ladies and gentlemen, in ACCA, you'll be exempted from like 4 or 5 papers, depending on the university you are doing your BCom for. Strathmore is the one that ranks best with ACCA. If you're coming from Strathmore, these guys may easily give you like 7 of them. And they even tell you, even before you clear that BCom from the university, then they would expect you to be doing some ACCA pay, depending on the memorandum that the university has with the ACCA. So when you come from a local university and you've done ACCA, then in a span of say 1 year, you will have gotten another degree from Oxford Brookes University in 1 year. And then you continue doing these other 4 papers. Once you clear those 4 other papers, which will take you maximum half a year, because you can do 2-2, right? Then straight away, you will be able to get this University of London a master's by doing what year? That research paper, right? But now there is one problem with ACCA, actually 2 of them. 2 of them. Number one, ACCA is quite expensive. 1 paper of ACCA will cost you 30,000. 1 paper of ACCA will cost you 30,000 Kenya shillings. Is that expensive? 30,000 Kenya shillings, is that expensive? Is that expensive? It's because you are cheated. And that's what happens in Kenya. Here, people are so much cheated. If you go the ACCA way, each paper, this paper is costing you 30,000, right? And for example, if you are only required to do 5 papers, if you're required to do 5 papers, you have been exempted, right? To get this undergraduate, then this will cost you 150,000. 150,000, you have undergraduate from an Ivy League, globally renowned university. If you go to some of our universities locally, I'm so sure you can't get that degree with this amount. So ACCA is a cheap qualification, depending on how you choose to look at it. If you look at it from the context that you're going to get so many fruits, you're going to kill so many birds as you undertake it, then you'll be able to see how cheap it is. Because as I do this ACCA with these 30,000 per unit papers here, and I'm scaling my master's degree, I'm doing so many things. CC, I'm doing so many things, so many things, so many things. So if you look at it from that context, then it's not really expensive. It's very cheap. Number 2, what makes it in this case here a little bit not so good is that ACCA is difficult. ACCA is difficult, especially if you don't have good guidance. If you don't have good guidance, if you don't have good teachers, ACCA is quite slippery. You can easily attempt an ACCA paper and then you get 18%. Remember, like the fundamentals, the 60%, section A, 60% is multiple choice. Multiple choice questions are so close to core. They're so close to core, right? So when you come to doing the ACCA, number 1, as a proper way to guide you, don't do many papers at a time. Actually, the first time you come to ACCA, do just 1 paper. Try with 1 paper, get 80% for you to be really motivated. Go through ACCA like an India. Most of these Indians, they do 1 paper at a time, especially the papers needed for you to be able to get a degree. You do them 1 at a time, and then you get first-class honors. Once you get first-class honors from Oxford Brookes University, these guys can easily do what here, can easily sponsor you. Great. 30,000 is examination fees plus tuition fees, And the tuition fees, of course, we are doing what here? It's online. So being international, there are courses I would always want you guys to consider. Like, for example, ladies and gentlemen, in finance, we have this thing of internal audit. In this accounting world, accounting finance world, we have internal audit. If you want to become an internal auditor, given the risks that are being faced by very many of these organizations that we want strong internal control, then I would recommend you guys to consider doing the CIA. CIA is a strong internal audit qualification, and it's an international one. As I think of this internal audit, there is this course called the Certified Proud Examiners. Certified Proud Examiners, we have the Kenyan one, is CFFP. I would recommend, if you have some money, go for this. Why this? Because you'll get this in 6 months, exactly 6 months, especially if you're a CPA. You'll get this in 6 months. And once you get this in 6 months, Once you get this in 6 months, now come here. And you'll only do how many papers? 2 papers. It's a secret I'm giving you. Very few people will ever give you that kind of a secret. Right? Because if you do this, you see, this has got how many papers in total? It has got 9 papers in total. 9 papers in total. Put it here, we are charging 6,000 per paper. KNEC may charge you about 4,000 per paper. So you see, this course will cost you about 90,000 per paper, and the KNEC has taken the pass mark to 75%, and this really is making so many CFFE students to really complain. So you get like they're not able to. So, and remember, this will take you 1.5 years. No, will take you how many years? You know, it's 1 year. 1 year. Because there are 3 exams, 1 year. But if you go here, you'll pay about 120,000, and then you have this straight away. Now listen. Then there are so many other courses that can make you be international. For example, we have this famous course for the students who are in audit, either internal audit or external audit. Especially external audit. External audit, I would want you guys to consider doing this 6-month course called the CISA. CISA is Certified Information Systems Auditor. There are very few people who are able to certify information systems in Kenya. Very few people. And if you do it, then automatically you will be always a hot cake. You know, what you're trying to do in this mentorship, we are trying to look at how do you listen, how do you stand out? I would want you, number 1, to embrace continuous professional development, but don't develop just anyhow. And I gave you a very good example. You went to Kisumu Primary School. You've gone to Kisumu Boys High School. There is a Maseno University around there. That's why you would want to. Even when it comes to marriage, you can't even think of marrying international. Again, you marry a girl from Kisumu. You become a local champion. Those are not the kind of accountants that I would want to get. I want accountants who will be able to work for multinational companies. Like the company that I work for is available in 140 countries. So I get to travel quite a lot, right? And the only way of getting to some of these organizations is to do this international qualification. So please, even at the workplace, be a busy person. Don't be just a busybody, but a busy person who is known that this person does not have time even to do some of these cheat cuts around. You're talking just anyhow, you know. Whenever you are free a little bit, be scaling some professional qualification. So by the time you hit like 45, I'm almost 45 now, you should be having so many qualifications, which automatically become your investment, So I'll be able to give you more examples on this, but most importantly, how do we cross the bridge? So to cross the bridge, I'm not saying, ladies and gentlemen, remember Lot's wife in the Bible. This is that lady who had bad manners. When they were told, in this case, you have to walk and walk straight, looking ahead, never to look back, she was tempted and looked back. And she became, in this case here, a stone of what here? South. I don't want you to go and start looking back on your CPA. Don't relinquish your CPA. You must finish your CPA as a bridge. So once you finish your CPA, ACCA and ISPAC have made arrangements. Remember, I told you we have ACCA, which has got 9 papers there, 4 papers there. So once you are a CPA, you will be exempted from these 9 papers, all of them. You will be exempted from those 9 papers, all of them. Yes. So you'll only do 4 papers. So now I believe that I've given you a lot of information about ACCA. Should you want more, then you should be able to go to www.accglobal.accglobal.com. Here you should be able to get a lot of information. How much do I pay for exemption? Remember, if you are a CPA, meaning that you have registered with ISPAC, you will not pay any exemption fees. See, ISPAC has made arrangements with ACCA so that their members of ISPAC don't get to do what they don't get to pay any exemption fees. So that is over. I don't know whether there is anybody who has got some burning question, a very, very burning question, a very, very burning. I thought of Sister, thank you very much. It is a very good course. Very good course. Very good course. Very good course. Thanks, Fatma. But if you allow me, I'll be able to talk about things that have assisted me, things that have assisted me. As a student, I remember in those old days, as a student, I had a very good mentor. He's called Dr. Mark P. And I get to talk to Dr. Mark P every often. This guy is a lecturer at Strathmore, and he sits in very many boards. Like he's the chairman of Sassini, right? Very, very many boards. And this guy told me something that has really been of help to me for so long. He told me in those old days, when I was doing civil engineering, remember I'm a civil engineer by profession, an accountant by mistake. No, it should be the other way around, because nowadays I only eat through accountancy, right? They told me, no, don't believe in one course. Ensure that you are multi-skilled. You're an engineer here who is able to count, for example, these reinforcement bars. If it's reinforced concrete, you know it's 1:2:4. But for example, if you're told to quantify as a civil engineer, I should be able to say how many bags of cement go in, how many in this case here of these reinforcement bars are going. So at the end of the day, you need cost accounting skill. That's what they told me. So do CPA, right? When I was doing CPA, told me, and ensure that you are very good in Excel. Be doing this Excel. So you guys need short courses. Short courses, for example, like if you give me just a minute, I would want to show you something very important here, which will excite you, And I hope, Bona Clinton, you're able to share the screen from the other machine. Clinton, are you able to share the screen? Just a moment.
Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? Please talk to me. Please talk to me. Are you able to see my screen? I don't know why they are not talking to me. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I remember one time I went to some interview. For some interview, and then I was given this kind of data. These guys gave me this kind of data. So you could be given like so many teams, like 1,000 teams. Here there are very few. And then they'll come and ask you information for only one team. Like now they want me to give them a team called Lazio. Information about Lazio. Yeah, I can pick Lazio very well. I can see Lazio is an Italian company, etc. But you see now, if these teams were like 1,000 of them arranged in the form of a column, then how will I be able to pick them in the form of a VLOOKUP, vertical lookup? It's very easy. What I need to do is to come here and say equals. So now I'm picking VLOOKUP. So I'll be able to say tab there. Lookup value, I'll repeat this, of course, with you. Lookup value is the team, the Lazio. Remember this Lazio? I must come here and fix H. Because H, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, let me just start again. So I'm saying here it's a vertical lookup that I'm using. So I'll come and pick the item that I'm looking up for. I'm following this formula. And then I'll come before H here. I'll be able to say Shift 4 to put the dollar. The dollar is the one that we normally use to fix things here. So comma, from there, they want me to give them the table array. So table array, I'll come and pick this team. So I'm picking this team. I'm saying Control Shift, right arrow. Control Shift, down arrow. I'm able to highlight everything. And then I fix up everything by F4. And then I say comma. From there, they want the column index. The column index says I want 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 5. So then it means that I use this curly bracket. And then I pick because I want the country, number 2, number 3, champions, number 4, number 5. So let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll be able to close this curly, and then I say comma. Once I say comma, I want these false. I want what we call the exact, right? So then that is it. Then I should be able to close like that. And then I should be able to say what here, enter. So when I say enter, what has it returned to me? It has returned to me that Lazio is an Italian firm. No Champions League played. You can see games under to date at 38. You can see 56. Should I want other teams, ladies and gentlemen, then I'll be able to come here and I should be able to do what here to basically scroll this down nicely. Nicely. I should be able to scroll this down nicely. You can see that it's telling me that Borussia is a German team. Yes, 34-71. You can see a Borussia, German team. Yes, 34-71. Now, if I come and, for example, I know some of you guys here support Arsenal. If I come and say Arsenal, there and say enter there, you're able to see Arsenal England. So I've been able to automate my Excel using, in this case here, the vertical lookup. Using the vertical lookup, I'm so sure nobody has understood even nothing. But have you guys seen some capability of Excel? Have you seen what Excel is able to do? Is there somebody who is able to see that Excel is a nice thing here? Because the intention really was not you to follow at all. All right. All right. They are not talking to me at all. They are not talking to me at all. They are.
See, like now, whatever Rasta is saying, I use VLOOKUP every day, the best tools in Excel. However, Excel is so vast and has a myriad of tools. Yes, it's a very powerful tool. So remember, for this short course, I happen to be having Excel training with you. Excel training with you, which will start on Monday. I'll teach you a whole week from Monday to Saturday. A whole week from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. 8 p.m. a whole week. Those 6 days are going to be a game changer. By the end of those 6 days, you guys would have known how VLOOKUP works, how a horizontal lookup works, how match and index work. You'll have known what we call accounting mapping of the trial balance to get an income statement, a balance sheet. In those 6 days, ladies and gentlemen, you will have known concatenation. You'll have known so much. You'll have known so much. And we are selling to you this thing at a very subsidized cost, a subsidized cost of 1,500. 1,500. With 1,500, you'll be able to get that course and, of course, get what your certificate. But the most important thing will be the skills you will use. Because without Excel, then automatically as an accountant, there is a problem. The other thing that I would want you to appreciate about you knowing Excel at an early age or early stage in your CPA, ladies and gentlemen, there is this paper called, this paper you must have heard of it, Business Data Analytics paper. It's an exit paper of CPA. The trend that they are showing us with this BDA, in future, this is going to become, even right now, it's going to become a very tough paper. So if you want some peace with it, please know some Excel. Don't come to BDA without knowing Excel at all. Invest in a laptop. Invest in a laptop. Invest in a laptop. Can one pay in installments? Unfortunately, Mobusu, no, because, you know, like it's a 6 days. So you can't pay like, these are too few. The period of finishing, we are finishing on Saturday. What I've done, I've already done the videos, all the videos of what here, this basic, I'm starting from the basic, remember, it's basic and advanced Excel. So I have all the videos. So I'll share all the videos with all the students who will be able to pay for this program in advance. And I'll be telling you for lesson number 1, watch video 1 and the video 2. So when you come over there, it's about the students sharing their screen and sharing their experiences with us. etc. It's going to be fun. You will enjoy. You will enjoy. You'll enjoy. You'll be able to hear great things, like what we call the angry rabbit. So many great things about what here is Excel. Great. The best office to use, talk of 2021, but if you can afford, Microsoft Office 365 is the best. It goes for about 8,000 if you can afford. But for now, I know of people who do this bad thing, but it's business. It's like this young man must survive. They sell this version at 500. I don't know where they get them from, but I've seen people who sell. Yeah. So how do you enroll? It's very easy to enroll into this particular gentleman. To enroll into this particular Excel, our pay bill. Our pay bill is 6242, 6242, 839, 839. And the account is your name. And once you pay, you send the message. You send the payment message. You send the payment message to 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. Yes, certificates we issue. Certificates we issue. Certificates we issue. At least Vincent Simiu is confirming he's paying. And then the other short course I would want you guys to know, if possible to do, is this practical taxation. The practical taxation theme, which of course has got what here? iTax. And here we are basically looking at how do we compute corporation tax, not individual tax really, corporation tax. What do we need for us to plan our taxes effectively? What we call tax planning for purposes of minimizing tax payable legally through what we call tax evasion for a company. Not evasion, but avoidance, tax avoidance, tax avoidance. Now, after you have known how to compute those various types of what year taxes, then how do you get to do what year to file them in good time? These are very good course, and because you guys are our students, they're again giving you this course at 1,500. If you're a student of RCM Online College. Yes, like Mwanzilishi Consulting, there is a guy who does those who has the office whatever, Yes, this Mwanzilishi guy who is a very good in terms of bookkeeping. I would really recommend whoever he gives us there. It's a great guy. I've worked with him in this journey, so I know him. He's my student. I've worked with him in this journey, so I know him very well. So short courses, these are very important. And remember, in the short courses also, public speaking is a long-term course, but I would want to be seeing students like every day. You must have an article that you read. Business Daily, it is that you read, and you should be able to summarize it in write-up, and in speak, you can stand before a mirror and talk to yourself. At first, people think that you're a mad person, a mad man, a mad woman. But in a year's time, of course, coupled with the Toastmasters programs, then automatically you will be able to be fine as an orator, as a public speaker. So for Toastmasters, I would want you to Google the Nairobi Toastmasters. The Nairobi Toastmasters. Yes, iTax and Advanced Excel will be offered from Monday. Yes. If you're a student, if you're not a student of RCM, unfortunately, and you must have tried even getting to us online, you must have decided, or rather seen that we are very strict on this. If you're a non-RCM student, we charge 3,500. And we don't negotiate at all, because really this is for our students internally, right? Because of the previous support they have given us, right? So if you are not an RCM student, you pay 3,500, or you pay full fees for the coming semester. If you want to enjoy this, 1,500, and you happen not to be our student, you pay full fees for the next term. Then you enjoy the 1,500. Thank you so much. I think that is okay. That is okay. So practical skills. Yes. Now, I will always get students who are complaining that Mwalimu, I don't have enough skills. I've done MBA, I've done this. Ensure from the very beginning, once you start doing your intermediate level, please volunteer. Volunteer, especially in an audit firm. Volunteer in an audit firm for you to be able to get, audit firm will really expose you to so many things. You'll go to some of these big organizations, they'll only teach you how to be a payable accountant, a receivable accountant. You can't even do both. But if it's audit, you'll be involved in doing so much. Especially if it's an audit that is in SMEs, a small audit firm like my firm. My firm is called Aura and Company, CPA. Aura and Company CPA is an audit firm. If you're involved in some of these small farms, you will be able to get that this small farm gets many SMEs, which, for example, are very poor in bookkeeping. So we start doing their books of accounts, right? We extract a trial balance using the Excel that I've taught you here. You are able to come up with the final account. And then after that, after now books are ready, now you start with what here? The audit. Remember, this is not a very big farm. So in most cases, we end up doing like everything, right? Everything. So as a student, you will learn quite a lot. You will learn quite a lot. You will learn quite a lot. Any plan for financial modeling? No. The best one, the best to grow your career is in an audit firm. You will know so much in an audit firm, how to write like that. A lot of stuff, right? Even if you're in government, like right now, what we want to do for this firm here, would want to open it up in a way that you guys will be able to train with us on even Saturdays and Sundays. These patrol skills, right? Right? So at the end of the day, we give you like a certificate, not a certificate, but a letter of recommendation. Letter of recommendation saying that you have been doing auditing with us, say for 6 months, which will also help you when you are doing the performance experience matrix here with KNEC. There is a performance, there is an experience. There's a document where you book in your experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have really. Oh, yes, Mary Gedaiga, I've never forgotten that. Thank you very much. Great. You can see Brooke, I've learned a lot in audit firms. There are jack of all trades, from taxation, from audit itself, bookkeeping, advisory, especially taxation. You'll get somebody who has just done like one part of CPA, or like this person is in an advanced level, and now he's able to prepare schedules that can be used for negotiations with KRA. Or if KRA is not able to understand that, they have taken this guy to a tribunal, or this guy has rejected the assessment. So in the case goes to the tribunal, you'll not even assume who has not cleared this thing is so good in terms of making presentations at the tribunal. Of course, when you are going to represent a firm, right? So to me, audit firms will give you the kind of grounding that you need for future. I'm so sure they don't pay so well. Audit firms, they don't pay so well. Even if you go to PwC today, your starting salary will not be so good. They'll start you from 140, around there, 140. So by the time you are audit senior, you're getting 300, not so much, but you see the kind of experience you'll get out of there will enable you to start getting 2 million plus every month. Ladies and gentlemen, I've spoken quite a lot. I would want to now disappear. And of course, I'll be able to hang this particular video on YouTube. On YouTube, please get that link and share it. And if possible, please hit that like. Hit it like, but so seriously. You must promote your mwalimu, because, I mean, this kind of a talk, who will give you this kind of a talk, honestly, at this time for people? Very few teachers will do that. Very few experts will do that. Very few people will tell you that. Most importantly, we should never despair. So long as you are crafting your skill, you're growing your public speaking skills, you're trying to look at how do you become an international accountant, etc. You come tell me, in a span of no time, you'll be doing so well. You'll be doing so well. Great. So, yeah, if you are already working, you still have to attend the 2 workshops offered by KNEC and ISPA. The workshops are a must. What we shall not require you to do if you're working is to go for internships. You'll only be able to tell us straight away after clear your BD. After clearing your BD, you'll be able to tell us, hey, I've been working in this thing for 3 years. I've been doing this projects. I've been doing financial reporting. I've been doing this. And then we shall be able to give you the ISPAC member upon doing those 2 courses like that. Thank you so much. Good night. And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, as we teach you through the online programs, we teach your families as well. And I hope they are seeing this mwalimu. So in that regard, extend my greetings to them all. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Thank you.